And that will not be my portion. That will not be your portion in Jesus' name. We cross that bridge times 1 million. Raise your hands in the comments if you feel investing in the formal system of education in Nigeria is an absolute waste of time and resources. Honey, I do not strongly disagree with you. I mean, you spend 3 years of your life in nursery school, 4 years in primary school, 6 years in secondary school, and an average of 4 years in the university if you're in Nigeria. That is 16 years of your life dedicated to a course that prepares you for not more than a quarter of what you actually face in the real world when you're done with that roller coaster. There are two utmost reasons why we all went to school or are still going to school. The first is for the certificates. Let's be honest. If you go into the university and they tell you, okay, at the end of 4 years or 6 years, we're not going to give you a certificate, but we're going to give you all the information you need to excel when you get out of here. Which parent in this country is going to pay for that one? Definitely not my own, and I'm sure not yours either. The second reason is because society has made it a norm. If you're 10 years old and you're not yet in secondary school, or 22 and not yet in the university, there's this societal point of view that you're wasting your life. But at the top of my head, I could think of several made millionaires that did not have any single form of formal education. We go to school so that at the end of the day, we can get a high-paying job, become, good employers, and for more than half of our lives, live in that way. The school system teaches nothing about money, and it really saddens my heart. This is a really integral part of any man's life, a huge part of what makes a man happy or unhappy, and not even one single information on how you think outside of the box to make money, or how you create wealth, or how you not seen. When I was in 300 level, a 100 level student came to me and she wanted me to put her through in some areas that she had exams on. So I picked up my 100 level notes with the intention that, okay, there should be some form of change as to what they are teaching them and what they are taught us then, so I could get more insight or give her a different point of view. Ogbeni, when I opened that book, everything was the same, word for word, sentence for sentence, example for example. Nothing changed in 3 years. The pattern of lectures are so stiff. You want to finish us with stiff theories. Most of us come out of school feeling exhausted, and then on the day of signing out, we begin to say stupid things like, after this last paper, I even signpost self I need to read, or after this last paper, they break all my pen and pencil. It's just to show that in a way, the school system takes away the zeal of learning. Academics or learning in general is supposed to be explored. That was just the first phase of Basbus. The second phase now came out of the university with the mindset that, okay, since I studied mass communication, it's only reasonable that I work in a media house, right? That again is another confining mindset. So I came out, I was done with service. I freelanced for a radio station for 6 months with the hope of being retained. But when it got closer to the 6 months, I saw that, okay, the possibilities of me being retained is very slim. And that broke my heart, because in a way, there was some level of investment. I had spent all my savings on transportation and feeding. So after the 6 months, I had to leave. And in hindsight, that was real life. That is the story of most young Nigerians that come out of school, that are done with service. There's always this hope of finding a job. I'm not saying having a job it's a bad thing, but it's not the only way. And some of us are filled with so much more, but because that is what we hold on to, we do not see any differently. Some things you have to learn for yourself. Your school is not going to teach you. So this is my honest opinion about the formal system of education in this country. It is a way to success. It is, honestly, but it's not the only way. And no, school is not a scam. School would never be a scam to me, but it's just a tiny source where you get a very little piece of information about the broad scope called life. So depending singularly on the information you get from those 4 walls is one of the easiest ways to live in poverty. Think about it. Really take your time to think about it. What are you really being taught in the university? The school system teaches us how to be solutions to our employers, when we could be the solution in a really bigger scale. I'm talking about millions and thousands of people. Let us not let the school system confine our thinking, confine our mindsets, because we are worth more. One of the books in the Rich Dad series, Robert Kiyosaki said that true intelligence is in the joy of learning rather than the fear of failure. And this is the story for most of us in school. We go in there with the mindset to study hard, come out with good grades, and that's it. So the school system is managing by the day to take away the joy of learning from us. Poverty is, in a way, the mindset that the school system is unconsciously trying to ingrain in us. We refuse to accept it. We refuse to live by that standard. Who teaches you to go to class, study hard, get good grades, come out with flying colors, get a high-paying job, and be happy? But there are millions of people that has taken this path and are miserable. And that will not be my portion. That will not be your portion in Jesus' name. We cross that bridge times 1 million. The real way that life should go is you, number one, finding a purpose. And sure, your purpose might be attached to someone else, and it could mean you being an employee. But as long as you find happiness in that, as long as you find fulfillment in that, no problem. But find your purpose, which would be your major amongst the minors in your life. Find how to solve a problem and make a contribution in that purpose you found. Work very hard and very smart to see that your solution that you're offering to those problems is unique and worthy of people's time and money. And then lastly, sell it. And with that being said, I would just like to encourage each and every person that is in any Nigerian university, please, your finances are a huge chunk of your happiness. If you're interested in starting a community, please start one in your school, a financial community where you can, a group of people can gather. If it's once in a week, you can pick a book and make reviews on that book and encourage yourself and teach yourself about finances. This week, you could pick a subject matter. Everybody should learn about it. You come together, you talk about it, share your experiences on it. That is the way to move forward. And if you're watching this video and it is something you're interested in doing, you can reach out to me on my email. We need to help ourselves. We need to help the ones coming after us. Some things we have to learn for ourselves, sadly, and finances is one that your school will never ever teach you. So you have to teach yourself. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you got value from this content. As always, I'll see you next week.